Just get a dog. Just get a dog.
Dogs love you. A dog will lose a couple pounds before he starts eating your nose.
I think Chiz is just getting eaten by his dog. He's gone.
Cat people are the worst. Like if I'm prejudiced against any group of people, it's not a specific race or religious or ethnic background. It's cat people. It's cat people.
Pretty soon that will get you banned on YouTube.
I don't think that's a protected group just yet. So.
Just yet. You never know.
Fuck all those.
Well, it's only a matter of time, Kyle, until they add that to the restricted list.
The globalists.
They're coming for dog owners.
Alex Jones. It's a false flag operation for the cats.
You see, it goes back to, if you look at the Egyptians, they raised the cat upon high. And if you look on the dollar bill, you'll see a pyramid with a great eye on top. That is the eye of the cat looking down upon you.
It'll be so weird to find out what of the conspiracy theories are true at some point. You know, which ones, if any.
Like if chemtrails came out and that was a real thing.
Right.
Because that's chemtrails are one of the ones that I feel like only even a fringe of the fringe thinks that the government's spraying chemicals on you. But imagine if something like that came out as true. People would have to really go back and start watching some Alex Jones streams and be like, what the fuck else is he right about?
Well,
is Hillary Clinton really a goddamn demon?
Think about North Korea, how controlled it is, and the government propaganda that a place like that exists. As our communication is expanding and the ability to check up on the government or to verify these details, and yet in North Korea, there are places in the world that don't have these freedoms. It's amazing. Or the guy in who was it, Count Dankula, the guy who taught his dog to do and he got jailed. And you're thinking, oh my God, this was a joke, and someone's going to jail over this joke, and that's again, I get the intention, but that's scary.
We talked about that for a second, either on our PKN, our pre-show, or this last week, where that Count Dankula guy. The most offensive thing about him is how ridiculous that internet name is, Count Dankula.
Right.
But it's just silly. But the joke only works of a Sig Heiling pug if you know that Nazis are bad.
Right.
If you teach a dog to wave, it's just cute because there's no association between waving and genocide.
The dog is not evil. It's the joke of
to get the joke to work, you have to dislike Nazis.
Right.
That was so silly. I hope that guy doesn't actually, or no, he's going to be sentenced. He was found guilty of what, animal abuse?
Found guilty. No, I think it was the hate crime or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone talks about the saluting of the dog, but the dog, he trained the dog to do another thing. He would say, "Gasp the Jews," every time he was going to take the dog out, and the dog would get all happy, like, oh, yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. Like the word he said, you want to go for a walk? You ask your dog if he wants to go for a walk, or you want to go outside or whatever, and the dog gets really happy because he knows that's outside word. He used gas the Jews. You want to gas the Jews? No, yeah. Let's get them, boss. Come on.
There's a chance this guy actually was impure of heart, right?
What if he was? What if he was an actual card-carrying Nazi?
I'm getting some clues he might be.
It's like Norm. It's like Norm said. Hitler's dog really loved Hitler. He did. Somebody else this guy's nice, but Hitler, I love him. Again, the idea of what we're trying to do is we're trying to analyze his thoughts and context. And it's the idea of either, again, so if it's a joke, is it okay? Or if it turns out he's Jewish and he's making a joke because he's Jewish, is it okay?
That's how it works with black people.
Is it a skinhead?
That's what I love about Sacha Baron Cohen when he was doing the Borat character, who's incredibly anti-Semitic, right? Like he would do those interviews with some Israeli newspaper, and halfway through he would be like, "What? Why you wear this hat?"
Right.
And he's like, "This is my yarmulke. Why you wear it?" Is because I'm Jewish. Oh, I see. You make it to make a joke and laugh at the Jew. No, I'm actually a Jew, and he talks to his fake translator, fat guy, and then he gets really serious and
right.
we have to go. Goodbye. He's like, what the hell is going on here? It was great. I love that shit. It's hilarious. And there's nothing anti-Semitic about it. But unfortunately, you can only make those jokes if you are actually part of the group that's being sort of mocked or
but
made
you
a
have
joke
to know
of.
that they're part of the group, right? And that's the thing. Like, if you don't know, I'm a quarter Jewish. Can I make that joke?
No, not.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, my name's Jewish, Iseman.
That's why I
people
want
might
to
not
do
know
that.
it.
Counts as a hood
I'm
pass.
not Jewish.
That's why I feel like every comic should get one of those DNA profiles.
But
and
that's
like,
what's crazy is the idea of, oh, you literally now, it's almost like you have to, you know, this goes back to the 3/5 rule, or, you know, if you have 1/8 black blood, you have to prove this, then you are considered African American or, you know, inappropriate, whatever. And the idea of now we're going back to this. We're going back to, no, I can make this joke. Elizabeth Warren refusing to take the DNA test with, you know, is
who
it
needs
okay
to take
then?
it? Trump should take it. And if he is like 1% Native American, then suddenly he can call her Pocahontas all he wants.
I'm 1% Native American, 30% creamsicle. Get it right, buddy.
But isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing to think like, oh, no. Oh, you can say it, but you can't. Yeah. So wait, speech is limited based on the person saying it. And the exact same words can be acceptable for one person, but not another.
That's like the whole thing now. It's like the social justice warrior rule of it is like you can only punch laterally or up. And so if you're a straight white guy, you're only supposed to be hitting laterally at other straight white guys. If you're a, you know, trans black woman lesbian or something, then the world is your oyster.
You just put straight white guys on top. That seems bad
they're
in
at the
itself.
bottom. No, they're at the bottom because they.
But you said you could punch
you're right.
up.
At the top because you're only allowed to punch down. Well, that's the way they perceive it. They say, "Oh, you're the group you belong to is at this place in society, so you're not allowed to say these things." And it's like they just kind of realize this is kind of shitty. You're dumping a bunch of people with. You think that guy, you think Bill Gates has anything in common with that dirt poor motherfucker making moonshine in Appalachia?
Right.
Like no, like of course not. But they would.
But this is what happens. This is what happens when you try to police these things, and you don't know. You don't know is this guy Jewish or not? Oh, it is. It's acceptable, and it almost points out the absurdity of it that you're saying. So it's not then the words themselves; it's who's saying them, and then it's like, well, then that kind of undermines the entire argument to me of it's acceptable for one person, but not another, and it's like, again, either everything's fair game or nothing is fair game. And the idea that you could condemn somebody and then find out, no, he's gay. He can say that. Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry. Or you'd have to prove you're going to have to walk around with.
Fuck that guy's
these
dick.
are the categories. These are the categories that I'm allowed to joke about. That's why. That's
I like
why
that. Hey, if you suck his dick, you can get off the hook.
Right?
Now you're lateral.
There's no heart in your dick sucking. He's faking.
You're
gonna have to reach around the back at this point. No one's buying it.
It's crazy.
Grabbing it like that.
You didn't really look like you enjoyed it. I don't believe it. I think you did it just for the joke.
Right. If your cheeks aren't sucking in, then I don't buy it.
Very good, Kyle. They look like a finger sandwich or something.
Like you're trying to daintily eat a hot dog.
What was that in Hot Tub Time Machine when Rob Corddry and Craig Robinson, they had that scene where he had to suck his dick to pay off a bet with William Zabka? God, that was funny.
That movie was
probably be allowed to
shockingly good.
Make gay jokes after that.
Right.
Yeah. You're right, though. It kind of shoots a hole in all those arguments you hear when you do kind of realize, it's more about who you are as opposed to what you're saying in a lot of circumstances.
Right. And again, it is the thing. We're four white males here, so I get it. We haven't experienced it, and I get the idea of I get the intention, which I support, the idea of equality and that people get treated fairly or that people have respect. I just think that sometimes what happens is it ends up backfiring, and we end up losing this communication and exchange of ideas, and the idea of now you really are defined by it's the opposite of the content of character, and you're being judged by the color of your skin. What you're allowed to say.
I don't know about all this white privilege anyway. I mean, I want to tell him the joke. I'll wait for this back. Let me